round 11. Let's see if the stream is up. Always gotta check if the stream does go up, and it has went up. Hello and welcome to round 11 of Max's Minions around Suzuka. We're getting to the later stage. There's only this race and another one to go, so it's really going to be getting close at the top. And so yeah, I would hopefully we do not know the weather of today's race, but we'll see when we get to qualifying. I'm sure all the boys would definitely know when it's gonna be, if it's gonna be wet or if it's gonna be dry. And so yeah, let's get started. We've got, I think we've got 18 people today, 18 or 17. I'm not really sure. I think one of the drivers are having a little bit of a problem with his connection. So, but other than that, that's why I'm just a little bit not sure how many people we got today. But yeah, let's get to qualifying. Let's get going. I'm excited to watch this quali. As it seems to be a dry quali, so no twist in the rain so far. Hopefully there will be a twist in the rain. It always loves to rain around here in Japan. So hopefully we might get to see a little bit of a wet wet spell in the race. Hopefully, as now we're just waiting for the guys to get their setups on and really just eke out. Let's see who's going to be the first one to come out on qualifying. I think that is Alpine. That is an Alpine. I wonder, it is Neil's going to be the first one out to set the flying lap, as everyone else is a bit further back, not really putting up a lap. As we'll go to the telemetry, we'll get the lap data on, we'll get the track on to see what other cars are following suit. I think that is a Williams. Oh wait, there's only one Alpine. Aaron Kidd's the second driver out, and then I think it's followed by Brian, so be interesting to see. As now this is a sector 1 is usually very tricky to get right. It's very just hard to keep the car going, keeping it consistent as well, especially when the tyres are starting to fall off. So it'll be interesting to see who can pick the fastest sector through there. And then when you get after that first sector, there's not that many tight corners here. It's only roughly about 2 tight corners, I would say. Most of the track is just free flowing, so it will be interesting. As now we're just waiting for Neil to get around to put down the first lap. And hopefully he can set a stunner of a lap. He is at the top of the championship right now, with Lucky in pursuit. But if he can get a decent finish here, it will be hard for Lucky to get back in. He didn't have the best of races into Spa. He had a technical error, so he'll definitely want to be coming right here to really show what he could have done. He'll be frustrated about Spa, but it's a new race. So let's see what he can put down here. It looks nice for this first couple of corners. Really relying on the car to stick onto the ground, using that downforce. Let's see what sector. A 32.2. I've not done that much testing on F1, but he invalidates it, so he'll have to go again. We'll go back up to Aaron Kidd then, since Neil hasn't validated. Let's see what he can do in this first sector. He puts down a 32.7. showing he doesn't invalidate. Looks like a lot of people are trying to stay as further away off that curb. Maybe just try and not get any track limits at all. But now it's onto the second sector. It's got a long left-hander. There's really two parts to this one corner. Just making sure he gets the run onto the back straight, going up to 130R. As we got a yellow flag, is someone maybe just spun at the back? It may have just been one of the Red Bulls. But he looks like he's quickest in the middle sector so far compared to everyone else. Let's see what time he can get over on the board here as his first run. He goes straight into the pits. Doesn't complete the run. As we see someone's in the barrier. Yes, it is. It's Lange. As Iron Kid retires. I wonder if he's got a quality ban. I didn't even look up if he did. That's bad, but the first couple of runners there, we'll go back, we'll see. I think it's Bob that came through his pit. He might have been the car that had a little spin. So we'll go at Jake's, invalidate. Oh Jesus, that's my phone. We'll go on with FCT right now, because he'll be coming across the line soon. Let's see what he can put down here. He comes into the pits. I might be getting everyone wrong. Metal Mike, yes, he's going to finish a lap here. And he gets a 1:30.8, which looks like it's not a bad lap at all. Just a little bit off the pace, but I'm sure he could suck out the pace from somewhere else. So we'll go on to LLCC. Let's see what he can do here. Really hugging that inside. And he gets up to second with a 29.7. And we didn't even get to see Lucky's time. But it looks like everyone who's invalidating is really just coming back into the pits. Piano Jam's here. He's put down a time of 1:30.4. Ralphie's put a time of 1:40.1. We've not really got to see. He looks like he's coming in. Is anyone else doing a lap? Lange is coming over the line. I think he was the one in the barrier, so it will be interesting to see if he's gonna maybe try and go for another lap. But the only other person we can see with a lap going is Haj. I think it's just about across the line. It's a good catch from me. He goes up to third, a 1:30.0. But we'll go back to Stuart, since he is on a flyer now. He'll be the next one to put in a lap time, unless it does invalidate. I probably should stop saying that, because you know how the commentator's curse can sometimes go. But he looks like he should get this across to the line, hopefully. Really flinging that car there. Now it's power down this back straight, down to 130R. And really just keeping the pressure. He goes purple in that middle sector. It looks like he's carried a lot of speed through there. Now slams on the anchors basically to get the car stopped enough so he can rotate it into the section. Out to the last corner, deploys the battery, uses all of it up, and he goes on to a pole with that time while 1:29.4 is Ralphie behind him sets a 1:29.5. And it's really getting tight up the top now. So we'll go have a look back at Costasar, who's on a lap. No, I think he's just aborted from his lap. No power being put down there. So we'll see. We'll go on board with Man's Not Bob. Let's see what he can do now. I think his first run was on the mediums, so it was definitely a tester of the waters there. But it looks like he's keeping it. It looks like he's keeping it clean through here. Really throwing the car around as he powers up the hill. Let's see what his first sector is here. It will be a 32.4. That looks very good. As there's yellow flags in front, I wonder if maybe just someone try to save a bit of fuel to get back to the pits. But he powers out there. It looks like it was a good hairpin. Try again as an Aston Martin's going on the back straight. A bit slow there to pull out a yellow flag. It's powered up. Maybe it's just him just backing off. There's two yellow flags on the track now. There's two cars are going side by side in front of Man's Not Bob, and this is definitely nothing he would want. He sits a purple middle sector. Can he find the time in this last sector to go on to pole? Powers, it looks like it's a good little chicane there. He powers out the back, slams on the DRS, uses the battery, and he does without through, and that is a great lap from him. As we'll go to the back, we'll see FCT is invalidated. We'll stay on Jake, we'll let him have a little light. He's invalidated his first run, so let's see if he can get the car going around here without any track limits. But it looks like it's basically you only want really one run on these softs. No one really saving up and going again. See, powers through, drops another gear to get the car rotated quick enough. Uses all his battery, all the battery he's got. He sets a 29.5, which is good enough to take him to 5th. It's interesting to see that 3rd, 4th and 5th are all in the 29.5s. So it looks like it's getting contested at the top. As we'll jump back with Neil. Let's see what time he can put down here. It will be interesting. He looks like he's set the first sector as a purple sector. Let's see if he can carry it through the second sector. And hopefully no track invalidations, because this could be a really good lap if he can get the time in this middle sector. And yeah, see, it looks very nice through here, and now it's power down this back straight, using the battery, trying to use everything he's got here. It has a purple middle. For a second there it was purple, so he's really pushing this car as hard as he can. He's only got a little bit of battery to use it coming up to the line now. He's used all the battery he can, and it's not enough for pole. It's so close between the two. It's another 129.2, and that is but now we'll jump around. We'll go on with Lucky, who's two temps up on his time now. Or I should say 2 temps down on his time. So he's really finding the time here. Let's see if he can put in a lap maybe. It will be interesting. The only other drivers have not set is the Williams team has not set a time here. I think Iron Kid maybe just had... I think he might have had a quali ban. I'm not too sure. So he finds a purple middle sector here. He is flying. With the time he can put in right now, I think he'll be close to the top if he can get this section right. Let's see it. What does he come to the line? Using all the battery again. Up to the line. He does go on top with a 29.1. And it's just Man's Not Bob. But there's still a lot. There's still... to probably get one more lap in. We'll jump back on with Ralphie. Let's see what he can do here. Really taking a wide line there to get the good exit for here. Really throwing the car in as well. Just try to extract any type of speed out those corners. He's now powering up the line, up the hill here to the end of the first sector. He's 2 temps. He's 2 temps down on his time. Oh, and the rear end just split. Just not working as 0.5s. We should have been on board with looks really good, but we'll jump on with Man's Not Bob. Let's see what he can do here. You see an Alpine going wide there. He's got, oh, not an Alpine. The two Aston Martins in front of him. They get out of the way nicely. And really trying to find that much time to gain up. He needs to find over 7 attempts to really get anywhere near. He finds roughly about 2 attempts there. Just gotta find more time somewhere. Really throwing the car. Extract all the pace. And yeah, there's only 4 minutes of qualifying left, so I think everyone in the pit might be going out soon. They might all try and jump out soon to maybe set a faster time. So now we see yellow flags in front for, I think that's white GR. Yes, it is, because Haj's in. He's just ran out of fuel. He's just a purple middle sector. He's 3 temps up. He needs to find, I think, 4 temps in this last sector, and that's going to be very challenging, but this will definitely be a really good time from Man's Not Bob. Let's see what he can get over the line. And he hits it. He gets to second with a 29 point. And now it's coming to the last couple of runs as we'll go back on LLCC. See if he can find any more time to improve. It's really close up to the top, so any smidge of time you can really find will be a place. He jumps into the pits. As we'll go on board, is Langley going to push another? It's not got that much battery. I don't think he's not DNF, sorry. Invalidated his lap. FCT, he's scoring again. Let's see what he can do here. He slows down, so he's definitely backed out of it. As we'll go on board with Piano Jam. Let's see what he can do here. Really taking quite a narrow line through there compared to the other drivers we've had a look, but it might work out for him. Everyone's driving standards, or driving style I should say, not standards. Driving style is different. He's found a smidget of time though, so he's improving a little bit. But let's see if he can improve more. Will he find more time here? Pushing out that final bit. Really, let's see what he can do here. Will he be up on his time? He's coming over. He's going to come to the end of the second sector, getting the power down. Will he be able to find any time here? He does. He finds 2 attempts. But this time, if he can carry it, he will advance up to P15. But if he finds a little bit more time, he can advance up to P14 here. Let's see what he comes over the line to. Using all the battery's gone, and he does jump up to P14. And Man's Not Bob has retired, so he's done his final laps. Into the car there. Up. Back on board with Neil. Let's see what he can put out here. He is up on his time, so let's see if he can find maybe a little bit more time. I'm sure he's trying to extract everything out of this car right now. He's got no battery to deploy here, but he gets up to second with a nearly a 129 dead. As we see Ralphie going wide on his outlap. I don't know if that's going to help, but Jake has improved as well. We've missed his lap. Your couch is starting his lap, so we'll try to get to everyone. Let's see if he can improve. Here, it's looking good through that first sector. Keeping the car nice and pinned. It's now the checker flag comes down. And I don't think Ralphie made the checker flag there on his outlap. He was definitely on an outlap. So he's missed it. He's mistimed it. but we're still on board with his teammate Ira Couch. Let's see if he can improve. See if he can find any more time for this section. As we'll try and jump to... There's an Alp. I'm pretty sure who's already done a lap, so... I think Ralphie will be the first one to complete a lap. Oh no, it might have been Kossasar. Well, we've missed it. But he's Popo in the middle sector. He's really flying around here now. Really trying to find any time. And let's see what Ira Couch gets up to here. Pushing the car, using all the battery he's got left, all the battery he can deploy up to the line. And he pips his teammate as well. Goes up to 8th as we'll jump back on board with... We'll sit with Haj right now. Actually, we'll sit with LLCC. Let's see how much he can improve here. I think he's down on his time though. He is. What does Haj jump up to? He jumps up to 5th. But someone pegs him. I think that's his teammate of White. And that is the end of qualifying. It's like 29, so does White GR. And that's been a very fine. You could say from basically P2 to... I would need another look, but it looked very close. There wasn't much in it. Takes on pole with a really good lap of 128.5. No one really could get close to him with that. As Lucky comes in second for the race, then White GR, then Neil, then Man's Not Bob, Haj, Gavin, Jake, Ira Couch, Ralphie, LLC, Metal Mike, Lang Gay, Piano Jam, Kossasar, FCT, and Brian. I think I'm missing one, and Iron Kid, who jumped back into the pits and retired. So now let's see what the weather's like for the race. It looks dry. And now people will be thinking about the strategy. It's definitely going to be interesting. I think in real life we did see, was it a mediums to hards this year? So hopefully there's a bit more strategy than that. And hopefully there's a bit more overtaking than that. So now we're just waiting for the guys all to get the fuel in check. They can't really touch any more of their setup anymore. So it's just a fuel and strategy now. So we wait until we see the flags come. Oh, not the flags, the lights. We'll need. Be interesting to see who gets away first. Who gets away the best. But yeah, this will definitely be an interesting race. As now the 5 red lights are coming down. And away they go. As we see Stuart, looks like he gets a good start. But Lucky's got an even... In that second phase of the start, Lucky just powers past. And he's up to the lead. We didn't really see that much coming there. But that looked amazing. Looks like he has better grip. Yes, he's on the mediums, that is why. I think we'll get up the tyres. Yeah, Lucky Gold. Stuart, one of the only 2 people to go to the hards. As we've got a yellow flag at the back, it looks like it's Iron Kid is just a little bit off. Maybe just losing the rear there. But as it's the start of the race, most of them are packed up, so that it won't be kind to them in that first sector. And yeah. But that is interesting though, 2 different strategies from the first and second, so we'll need to see how that plays off at the end of the race. As always, there is safety cars, so it can always change this dynamic. But yeah, not much as FCT. Well, United couches. We see, is that Lange spun? He has been straight. As now we're on board with Gavin, the teammate to Lucky, as he looks like he's coming under attack here from Iron Kid. As Iron Kid tries to round the outside, it's going to become his inside, and he gets the move done. And up his grid. He's made up 2 so far. Straight line speeds down this. Down here's Lange pits for a new front wing and I think new tyres as well. But as in, it's YGR goes super wide there. But he gets a very better run on Stewart. But as in, it's just going to be over the back of Stewart soon. But more importantly, it's broken DRS2 in Nielda now. It's sitting on the line now, so it's going to be interesting. As it looks like there's more battling down the grid, we'll switch back to it now. As it looks like Piano Jam and FCT really going at it here. As I think Iron Kid has made up another 2 positions. But we'll sit on board with I think we'll have to choose who we're going to sit on board here with. We'll sit on board with LLC, who's got Metal Mike in front of him. Let's see if he'll try and make the move around the outside. Thinks about it, the door looks like sham shut. There's a little bit of debris there. Was up, but LLC gets a better run out the corner of the Metal Mike. And he's got that DRS. Healthy. LLC gets past as we go watch MCT in that battle, but he's past Lucky, so showing how powerful the to see that even for shot on those hard tyres, he doesn't look that bad. He just might be struggling at the start. As we got another yellow flag, and it looks like Gavin's spun out here. I really cannot see where he is. There he is. He appears he's missing half his front wing though, and that will definitely not help him. But we'll go back to the top 3 right now, as they look like. It looks like they're really just trying to catch back up to Stewart and retake him. As another yellow flag, that looks like Costasaurus out the race. And it looks like there's a pile up of people. Iron Kid gets a 10-second penalty. And he's missing most of his front wing now. And so does Piano, missing his front wing. And I think they just all got collected by what happened with Costasar here. But a virtual safety car is out. It's not full safety car. What happened there? This is now. This is gonna definitely help out Gavin here. Because this virtual safety car will be out. It will make his pit stop basically shorter. As you can see, YGR really up the back end of Lucky here. As the safety car gets underway, as Gavin gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. We get back to racing here. And now it's really a question of whose race is it now? Because you gotta think about Lucky and YGR are on the softer compound of tyres compared to Stewart. So the longer they take to try and get past Stewart here, to his favour, because those tyres were just wear off. But Lucky, it looks like he got a good launch out of that hairpin, but not enough to get past Stewart here. But JR looks like he's dropping back a little. Not enough for Neil to have any DRS to defend against Man's Not Bob and Jake behind him. Because now they're burning some battery. It's Lucky's burning a lot of battery to get in front. I don't think that is the wisest move. It's considering there is a DRS zone right here. It might have been better for him to stay behind and maybe overtake him in the DRS zone, but it looks like Lucky's got the a little bit of a better exit compared to Stewart. Stewart's now got the DRS, so making use, not deploying any battery, and I think he'll stay behind. As we'll go back here. As Man's Not Bob's, it looks like he's all over the back of Neil, but not really having the time to have a look anywhere. As we see Piano Jam into the pits, probably to fix his front wing here. And so, but what's happened now is JR has dropped, I think Stewart has dropped back from Lucky, and so is JR, that Neil's nearly back into the DRS of them two, or to one of them. But Neil's got to be careful as well, because he's got two cars that are going to attack. His Man's Not Bob has a look around the outside, but it's well defended by Neil there, and now he's going to be coming under pressure from Jake. And it's all going here. Lucky, maybe he's underfield the car a lot. Sure gets a little bit wobbly out of that exit. He keeps it going though. And that is definitely interesting. As we have Jake having a look there. Comparing the battery, Man's Not Bob's got the less of the two. As Jake's marauds it down the inside. I think he just touches the wheels of Neil, but he goes down the inside and Man's Not Bob makes it stick. And now, Man loses out in a couple more positions. As Jake's having a look again to make another move. Thinks Berovich sticks behind, but it's really let these front three go now. As Iron Kid now jumps into the pits to probably fix the wing damage he has. But now it's becoming interesting. As I wonder if Man's Not Bob's got any damage. It doesn't look like he's got any front wing damage. I can't really tell by the rest of the car, but these guys are giving us some interesting battling. As we have a Haas off the back Piano Jam. There was just some yellow flags there. But this is becoming interesting. As we'll just stick on board. These two battling for a bit. Let's see what these can do. As Iron Kid goes on to softs. Which is definitely interesting to see going on to softs. Maybe he's just trying to keep those hards for a later time in the race, maybe. Maybe not wanting to wear them out in the now. But as we stick on board with these two, really battling off the back of the pack, maybe just caught up in that. I think they were just caught up in that little incident, but we'll switch off from there as we'll go back on to Lucky and Stewart. Stewart's way closer now with the DRS and ERS pounding in. As Man's Not Bob is disconnected from the session. Hopefully he can get back into his car. Neil defends off Jake once more. And it's really becoming... it looks like it's hard to overtake here. As now Iron Couch drops in, probably to repair that front wing damage. Maybe try to go on those hards to the end. As now LLC's looking up Haj's rear, trying to look for any space he can. Really just pushing these cars around that first sector. There's not really anywhere to overtake in that first sector. Except from T1, I would imagine. Well, I would say in T1 on the straight, but nowhere really else. But now since Man's Not Bob's disconnected, he's coming back into this fight between Haj and LLCC. So he needs to rejoin quickly. But now Ralphie's up the back. He's caught up to the between Jake and Neil. As we got a Ferrari off the road in front, yellow flags. I think he's just spun the car and now he's under attack from Piano Jam. I know it's interesting. Brian's got 3-second penalties. We'll go back to the leaders. Let's see what Lucky now does here. He's got the DRS and he will have the ERS. Doesn't deploy any. And it looks like they're just pushing on by. They've really left GR in the wars now. He's kind of in a no man's land. As now Jake gets past Neil. And that's definitely interesting to see, is now Ralphie's coming up to the back of him. Man's Not Bob has lost a lot of time, but he's back in the lobby now. Hopefully he can jump back into the car and get going again. But it has really brought Haj and LLCC to the back. It's also Mel Mike's there as well. He's on the back, so is FCT. So really going for it between these two. Is now behind Jake, and I wonder what's happening. It's now, as we reflect back, it's now Man's Not Bob, but it is back in his car, but now, as he goes wide, I wonder what's happening here. I think he's gonna... I think there might be something wrong with that Man's Not Bob right here. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe the AIs really just took him off road there. But we'll jump back. But these really throwing it about as Man's Not Bob. Struggling again. I wonder what's happened. Maybe something's broke. I don't want to say that. But now we'll go back to the leaders in this DRS. So Lucky burning batteries. So is Stuart right now. Stuart feints for the inside, goes around the outside, and with the overwhelming speed he gets the move done. And now, as we got another yellow flag, is that Mel Mike? Yeah, it is Mel Mike, and he's lost part of his front wing. But he has just only crashed in front of the pit entry, so he doesn't have to go around to do it. That done. It's now Hash is up to 7th now. Man's Not Bob. Has he fixed whatever's going wrong? I think he has. Looks like he's back in the race. But now Ralphie's all over the back of Stuart. He's over the back of Neil. As we've got the leaders coming up to a lap car already. I think it's Ayer Couch, who's not been having a nice race so far. But the blue flags will be waved down. Is now Neil. Sorry, not Neil. Now Jake's chasing JR. He's going to be in his slipstream soon. As JR's now deploying the battery, realising that Jake's in DRS range. The gap is very close. It's going to be interesting. I think JR's just done enough to keep Jake out of the DRS. But interesting indeed. As the lap car is there, it does give Stuart another help in the DRS. It gives him DRS. But Lucky's burning the battery to get straight back by. And these guys have been chopping and changing, and that's definitely been helping them with the DRS, basically, to help them to push further on from the pack behind. As now Jake is firmly in that DRS zone of GR. And he's really catching up to the back of GR. It looks like Jake's on cloud 9 right now. He's really pushing as he tries to go around the outside there. As soon as we try to go off him, he's really just pushing this car to its absolute maximum. As now Jake is only 2 tenths behind. Oh, that looks like there was a little bit of contact there. I wonder what happened there. Did someone maybe outbrake themselves? But kept on going, but it does mean they've lost time to Neil and Ralphie, who are behind them. So now it's interesting to see. It's definitely interesting to see. As we've got another yellow flag on the track. Is that? I think that might be Man's Not Bob. It is Man's Not Bob. It's back on the track as Jake just gets around in 130R. And what a move as well. But he's gonna have the second helping, but YGR just looks like the car just snapped away from him, and he's gonna be under threat from now Neil. But I don't think, does Neil have DRS? He does not have DRS. No, he does have DRS. And I wonder what's happened to YGR. Is he just, maybe he's burning his tyres a bit too, struggling with them. It's now he gets up to 3rd Jake now, and he's looking to try and break that DRS straight away. He's already 7 times up. There's only 1 DRS zone. So he's got basically half the lap basically to do it now. As we got another yellow flag, is that man's not Bob again? It is. He's really struggling right now. Maybe something has broke with his setup, but it's interesting to see. As we got LLC and Haj really battling. As FCT's got past Haj now. But we'll get back to this fight up here as YGR's kept it within a second. Really has a lot more battery, and so do the cars all behind do. So Jake's got to watch out and not be picked off on these straights. But he does see the other Ferrari ahead, but he's too far away to give him any DRS. Breaks in. Let's see what these guys can do off this corner. It looks like Jake's gets a fair exit. He dives straight into the pits here. So Jake is going for them to maybe try and push away out, but there is a yellow flag on the track. And is it Lange? I think it might be Lange. He's got going again, no safety car. It's now FCT, or it's now Hash drops into the pits as well. So maybe letting LLCC go at it with him. Let's see where Jake comes out into clean air, so you can get those tyres pumped up. I wonder where Hash will come out. I think he will be in front of the Red Bull, hopefully. But they both came out in clean air, so we'll need to watch them as well. There's now Ralphie is right up behind Neil again. But YGR's there also. So we'll go and give the leaders a little watch as well right now. This is now Lucky will definitely won't have the better tyres compared to Stuart's hards now. And it's definitely a question of when will Lucky pit and he'll need a pit before Stuart, I would definitely have to say. But he's got to be careful as he goes again onto another lap. I thought he went into the pits there. He's burning the overtake. It looks like his window is open, but it looks like also Stuart's window's open. As Stuart tries to go around the outside. Lucky is still there, battling for this. They're still side by side, these two, really putting on a performance out in the front. But Stuart goes around and gets that position done. As we see LLC probably going into the pits to cover off for Haj on the fresher tyres. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see where Jake will follow out into this. He's one of the earliest, except from people that have had damage, so it will be a question. It's now White GR. Well, Neil's really looking forwards and backwards at the same time. I think he wants to really get past White GR here, but he's also got Ralphie behind as well, who's on those, I would say, better tyres at this stage of the Grand Prix. Will be better, so it's definitely interesting. So now we'll go back to the, we'll go back to the front runners. Let's see if Lucky comes in this lap. He's a second down on his lap time. His LLC gets a 3-second penalty. He jumps Haj in the pits as well. As now Lucky jumps into the pits, so he's pulled the gun on his stop. Let's see, does any of these guys pull it in? White GR does. Ralphie goes on, but Neil also obviously follows. And now we'll sit on board with FCT. What will he do here? As his yellow flags got going again, he jumps in. Let's see where Jake will funnel it into this. He might just be close to Lucky as well here. I think he will be. No, he won't be. Lucky gets out straight away. Let's see where he gets out compared to these guys. Easily gets past them, and easily puts a lot of time between them. So the undercut has worked, but now Jake is going to have the older tyres compared to GR and Neil, and definitely to Ralphie, who's on those hards. As Iron Kid now picks up a 3-second penalty. It's also Man's Not Bob dives into the pits. He's going to get those brand new hards on. Let's see if he can crawl any positions back. We do know that Man's Not Bob is quick, so I would imagine he'll try and make a charge back through this field. And I think now everyone has pit, so I wouldn't imagine we'll maybe see some people. No, Ralphie and Stuart have not pit. Excuse me. But we'll definitely have to see where these guys will come out to. Let's see what Stuart will do this lap. He goes out again. Extended. Going to make sure those mediums do get to the end. As Brian now picks up a 3-second penalty. And now this is getting interesting. Jake's lost a little bit of time. He's lost a little bit of time to the cars behind, but no, he hasn't. He's gaining on Lucky, I think. Yes, he is. But looks like the cars behind have not really warmed up their hards that good. I wish I could see the lap times of everyone here, but I really can't. But it's interesting to see because they were all really bunched up together, and after the pit stops, they're all really separated. As now Jake is really pulling out time onto Lucky. That's it. We checked it a minute ago, and it was over 3 seconds. It's now under 3 seconds, so he's really pushing hard on these tyres. He better watch out as well. He's got to get these tyres to the end of the race. But maybe seeing the car in front is really giving him a boost right now. But it's all still to play for. Now I wonder where Stuart will come out when he pits with Ralphie. What position will he come out in? As yellow flags as Brian retires from the, and it's a full blown safety car as it crash, and that really gives Stuart and Ralphie a free pit stop basically. As Stuart gets past the safety car, that would definitely be crucial to him to get past it and doesn't pick up. As White JR gets a drive-through penalty. Oh no, Ralphie dives into the pits. And it's interesting to see who will come out in front. As well with Jake as well. Jake comes into the pits. Now this is interesting. He's going to try on, I would say, brand new mediums. And he's went back out again. How many positions will he lose? I think we can hear the car FCT, but I think the Delta is going to be fine, and he only really loses one position for brand new tyres. And anyone else, it's also Neil's went in, LLCC's went in, so is Haj, and everyone seems to be diving into the pits now. It's a really close call. Lucky staying out on those hards. Maybe he thinks he can just fire up these hards again and they'll be better at the end of the race. I have seen him do it before, so. But Ralphie's looking in a good position here. So Stuart, he's got to take his pit stop, and you would imagine he would take it now, and he will come out in front of Lucky easily. And that's not going to be a nice feeling for Lucky, who pitted early and was trying to get that undercut done. But it's not worked out for him, I'm afraid. The luck can be a very, very nasty thing. As now, Stuart easily just gets out in front. As I think Gavin is the last car on the grid, so no lapped cars now. It's like he's burning overtake to see if he can try and get past Stuart. But unfortunately for him, it just won't. It just hasn't have enough time. That Delta's not going to let him have enough time to get past him. But now he's got to try and make sure he doesn't go too far over the Delta. As now the safety car is going to come up and pick Stuart for the start. I'm pretty sure Gavin can get through. He has got through. And now the safety car is here. to drive us along. Which is interesting to note that the three cars that have stayed out have been Lucky, GR, Elliott, and FCT have all stayed out on their hards. They're not bad hards either. The hards have only done 3 laps here. So they're not, it's not like they're old hards here and they're risking it. They just maybe prefer that, maybe they're going to prefer the hards and they want them for the end of the race. But it is interesting to think about here what these guys are thinking, because it could go either way. But I imagine the safety car's going to go another lap, looking at how the whole track's looking at, and looking at all the drivers that are really split apart. But it has allowed everyone from the back who was miles off, thought they couldn't get back into the race. They basically they can get back into the race for free now. It's also Ira Couch is staying out on his 9-lap old mediums. So he's taking the risk while staying out. Maybe he had to stay out to not get lapped by Stuart, but that is interesting. As now we see Jake who's deployed he's used all his deploy of battery here. I'd imagine all the cars will probably turn their battery consumption onto none to really save the battery here. But some cars look like they've still got it on medium. Just looking at everything, as just Jake's the only one with really low battery there now. Hopefully he can charge up his battery, because he is looking very quick around here. But White GR staying out, he does have that drive through. I'm pretty sure I've seen. I can obviously have a check. Yeah, it has a drive through, and that's definitely not going to help him. Definitely say to your Couch is definitely going to go win this lap, get rid of that 10-second penalty, new tyres and everything. And that is definitely going to be it. And this is going to be strange, as now everyone's bunched back up. It's now the reverse between Stuart and Lucky now. But they do have Ralphie behind on those 2-lap old mediums. And yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully, Jake he's now put it on none to try and get all his battery back. It depends on if the safety car wants to come in this lap. I think it will stay out another lap though. Looking how far back that Ferrari is, yeah, it's definitely another lap. As your Couches went straight onto softs. And it's gonna be a weird. Now it's really taking the top end performance out of these mediums, but they'll have an easier life getting into the temperatures. So, you never know with this. It's always a mystery on the restart. As White GR comes in, so he's gonna be flying down the grid here for taking on these mediums. As he pitted it from P4, just look how much that cost him. He just went all the way down to 14th. Just to put on those mediums again. It's indecisive, but now there's only 2 cars that are really stayed out on the tyres, which is Lucky and FCT. But if there's one tyre you really want to stay out that were just brand new put on, it would definitely be the hards. So another lap when this car when the safety car comes in, we'll have roughly about 7 laps of racing to go. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting couple of laps. Hopefully there's no shenanigans as everyone's trying to warm up their tires. Really just try to get as much heat as into them as possible now. And now safety car should be coming in at the end of the second sector here. I would say as well, keep your eye out on Ayer Couch. He's on the softs right now. Let's see where he can get up to with those brand new softs compared to everyone's mediums basically. So it's interesting. So now you can see safety car speeding down here. I'd imagine the message, yep, safety car comes in this lap. Now Stewart is the safety car. It's up to him to when he wants to go. So we'll go on board with him to see the safety car restart. Let's see what time he wants to go with this. And I think he'll go in between these corners. He'll probably go now. He doesn't go now. Now he goes. So now he's winning. He's not really dropped the cars behind, but it has given a really good... Ralphie's got a really good launch. But he's not really dropped the cars behind here. Which is interesting to see. As I think Iron Kid's now gained the position. As now Lucky is under threat from Ralphie on those brand new mediums. Really showing that I think the tyre of choice right now would be definitely those mediums. As now Jake's came back up from poor restart, but FCT's still holding on to the back of Jake in that. So maybe it's Lucky's just having a hard time on those hard tyres right now. As you can see, I think he is having a hard time. Which is not looking good for him right now, because he needs to get those tyres fired up now and get the grip back into them. As now these guys are deploying battery, Jake's staying off the battery, now Ralphie's off. But just look how little battery Lucky has right now. He's used it all up in one lap, the battery's been saving. As now Haj gets past, I think Haj and Aaron Kid are fighting. DRS has enabled this lap. Lucky using every bit of battery he's got left. It's not going to help because it's going to be a double overtake. But can Jake get into Ralphie? It doesn't, but no, Lucky's trying to go around the outside of Jake again, but there's nothing he can do. He falls 2 positions on that straight, and now Jake's running after Ralphie on those brand new tyres. And I definitely know Lucky will be hoping and praying that these softs, or these mediums, it's not even soft tyres, these mediums go off soon. As we see Jake going around the outside. And what a move. That's definitely a weird move. And it's really left Ralphie in a vulnerable position. As now Lucky had to look up the inside there. He couldn't make the move stick. But what a move from Jake there. Around there. You'd never expect anyone to make an overtake there. But my oh my, he has made it a really... As now Lucky's on the back. Maybe he's got those tyres fired up now. He's got more confidence, it looks like. He'll be firing up to the back. He'll be trying to fire up to the back to Ralphie, but Ralphie's going to be sitting in Jake's DRS as he's deploying the battery. Jake's not got that much battery left here. So Ralphie looks like he's turned off his battery. Put it back onto medium for the last corner. Let's see him power on the DRS here. She's using the slip in the DRS, maybe not wanting to use the battery too soon. But now Neil gets past FCT and he's right behind Lucky now. It's really becoming a game of... It's really the hard runners are really hoping that these hards will come to them sooner rather than later. I think the hards will become quick, but I think it'll be too late. As now Jake has broken the DRS, setting a fastest first sector here. He's really flying right now. Really leaving Ralphie out to dry. As FCT falls down the order as he went wide, he's got no front wing. It's a safety car again. And now that throws a bit of a mix here now. As it allows White GR to basically get back up to the pack now for free from his drive-through. But he's got a 3-second penalty from under the safety car. Now the real question is, what will Lucky do? And from this position, he's one with the oldest tyres, the only one with hards on right now. As IA or Couch as well, from being in last at the start of the safety cars, got up to 12 of those softs, so it's definitely interesting. We'll stay on board. Let's see what Lucky does here. And right now, he continues on. He doesn't want to go back into the pits. But Jake's full up the battery again. Now it's bringing out, everyone's got to be besides Stuart again now. Stuart basically overshoots the safety car a little there. Nearly takes over it. It's Lucky's going a little bit slow, maybe just to keep preserving the tyres. As now we see a couple of people pitting for brand new softs now. We'll need to watch out for your Couch Gavin and FCT, who did have that no front wing, so he's definitely went to change that. And now we need to watch them as let's see if they can get through the pack here. Interesting to see when this safety car, I think it will be coming in a lap 24. Oh, the end of lap 24 will come in. And we'll only have 3 laps of racing about that point. 3 to 2. I think so. 2, I think. I'm not really sure about. Sometimes I can't really count laps. But I think it's definitely 3 laps of racing to go. So now FCT gets a 3-second penalty under the safety car. And now this is going to become a chaotic finish to this race. So everyone charges up their batteries for one last sprint to the end. Looking down the grid, everyone's basically got 100%. Except from these guys off the back. I think LLCC did have like 92. But I'm sure he'll be able to charge that up under the safety car. I'm sure everyone can charge the battery up and go for it. But it will be interesting to see. As Stuart's basically got one of the freshest mediums on the track, except from White JR. So it will be interesting to see if he can extract the time out. As we know, Jake was off the start was rearing to go for another battle. He's been consistent here. But can he bring that pace to go and challenge Stuart at the end of this race? It's also going to be interesting to see how Lucky does after the second restart of the safety car. He obviously knows when those mediums go off, but this safety car is going to help the mediums, I think, survive now. But it will be helping his hards survive. So it's interesting to see here. It's definitely not going to help anyone out that's got penalties here, this safety car. They'll really need a push to really get something done with the penalties, but I don't know. This could be anyone's game here. You would love to say the leader should win from here, but I'm sure that's what he'll be definitely thinking, but you never know what could happen in these last couple of laps. Still, safety car will definitely be coming in this lap, and then it will be basically a 3-lap shootout to the end. It'll definitely be interesting to see how the guys on the softs are doing at the back. See how much they can cut through the pack. So we'll get back on with Stewart, because I'm pretty sure this is definitely going to be coming in again. The Mercedes safety car is driving, he's coming into the pits. Now Stewart becomes the leader. He's got to wait until the safety car comes into the pits, then he can go. But he's got some feisty drivers behind him on nearly the same old tyres. Let's see what time he goes this time. He goes again, he goes... Oh, I think he was struggling for traction there. And Jake's going to be right behind him. He's still going to be behind there. As he burns a lot of battery just to try and get away. Ralphie's sitting behind Jake again. But Lucky's still there. He's still sitting behind them. He's not really dropped off. He's probably got his tyres warm up, but we'll see for this section if he has got them properly warmed up. You can tell by the grip as Jake is really charging at Stewart right now. He's really just going to try and go. He's really trying to go for this win here. As he powers here. Looks nice. As the front three are really trying to pull away from the... As Stewart gets a little bit of a twitch out that corner. I don't think Jake will be close enough to make a move, as we've got a yellow flag further back. It is Man's Not Bob. I wonder what happened to Man's Not Bob, but he's at the back of the field now. As now everyone's jumbling up here, as there's another yellow flag. And it looks to be Metal Mike now. I wonder what's happened to him. And it's going to be interesting to see, as now Jake deploys battery. Pulls a little bit off that corner. There will be... Oh, will he go for it here? Knowing everything, he might be waiting maybe for the DRS, but he doesn't want to leave it too late, because he's definitely got Ralphie behind him as well. Lucky still holding on with those hards. Still looking racy as he deploys battery right now, and he gets alongside. Side by side. But Stewart's not got the battery to really hold them up, but it's Jake. Oh my goodness, how has Jake's caught that? I thought I seen his car nearly go sideways there. It's allowed Ralphie to get through, but now Lucky's on the back of Jake. But that was a really intense... It's now, these guys are still side by side. Jake's wide. Oh, he burns a little bit of battery here, as these guys are really giving it their all here. As Jake tries to go down the inside here, they're still side by side through this section. It's really allowed Stewart to get away now. It has, and now Lucky's looking at the back of them. And he'll definitely be licking his lips. He'll definitely want this second position if these guys are going to fight this way. And it's insane, these guys are really going for it. As Ralphie's got a lot of battery though compared to the cars behind. As Iron Kid retires. I think he's hit the wall there and he's retired. That'll definitely not something you want to be watching back. As now LLCC looks like he's went round. And now it's really a four-way battle for second place here. As Jake sends it down the inside here. Again. Sends it, he makes it move. But now it's a drag race between the two guys here. Jake got the DRS here, but he's got to be careful. He's not got DRS, and Ralphie just loses a position there to Lucky, who had the DRS. He gets another position, and Ralphie, from not defending that corner onto the back straight, has really lost basically two positions out of there. Is now Jake's pulling away from Lucky, who's in third. He's still on those old hards. He's made them work. He's not dropped that many. He's not really dropped that many positions here. As Man's Not Bob retires, and I think LLCC is just. Has he just stopped on the main straight? He has. He's been disqualified from the guys up top here. Is Jake It's between Jake and Lucky here. I think Jake's done enough for his second place. Ralphie looks like he's pushed on, trying to maybe claw back enough. He's got a lot more battery than Lucky. And so Neil has so much more battery. He'll be burning all of it here. As now Ralphie burns his. As now Lucky burns his. And Jake doesn't really burn there. He has a lot more than Lucky behind him. Maybe just holding on for this last bit here. As now Neil's burning battery. And Ralphie goes wide there off the line. But it is the race. Then followed by Jake. Then followed by Lucky. Then Neil. Then Ralphie. Lange gets up to 6th. Gavin, who pitted late on that last safety car, pits onto the softs, gets 7th. But will run through the grid again. But that was a very entertaining last couple of laps again. As the game says, Jake gets driver of the day. As Stuart, from basically starting on pole, he does it all. Didn't really put a foot wrong at all. And Stuart wins the race, then followed by Jake, then followed by Lucky. Then 4th is Neil. Luffy is in 5th. Lange up to 6th. Gavin gets to 7th. White GR, who pitted under the safety car when he was following everyone. He's managed to get up to 8th, even with that drive-through penalty, so that's a really good result from him. Piano Jam in 9th, and Metal Mike in 10th, FCT in 11th, Haj in 12th, Ayer Couch in 13th, Man's Not Bob, who retired is in 14th, Iron Kid, who also DNF'd, Brian DNF'd as well, because Sir DNF'd, and LOC got disqualified. But that has been a very great race from these guys. And I think the next time we'll see each other will be the finale of this. So I hope to catch you then too. And it is goodbye from me.